Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Blackbull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Blackbull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. Get either the Essential Plus or Premium plans absolutely free. All you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Blackbull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Hey, start trading Forex, indices and commodities with up to 800k of Blue Guardian's capital risk-free. Just pay a small one-time fee to take the challenge, hit a profit target and get funded. Then keep up to 90% of your profits and enjoy fast weekly payouts. Now for futures traders, Blue Guardian Futures offers up to 450k in funding with 100% profit on your first 15k. With low targets, no activation fees and unlimited resets, it's one of the best deals in the industry. Visit blueguardian.com or blueguardianfutures.com to start trading today and grab their limited time discount code.
What's going on, guys? Brinks Trades coming to you live with another week of breakdowns. Hope everybody is doing well. Wanted to hop on here, even though I was supposed to be on earlier just because life got in the way, but I wanted to make sure that I still came on here and gave y'all the breakdowns. Again, if you don't know me, again, my name is Blake, aka Brinks Trades. I am the resident indices analyst for the Trading Up podcast. So every week I come on here and basically come on and break down all the charts for y'all for the three major indices, right? So the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow Jones. And so, yeah, those are going to be the ES, the YM, and, NQ if you're in America, right? Or NAS100, US100, and US30 if you're international. So again, you guys know me. I've been day trading for over a decade. And so started in the Forex space, moved to indices, and now I kind of do both, right? Like I look at currencies, I look at indices, and I really just trade everything. So hopefully you guys get some value out as usual. I love to see where people are calling in from. We got Tony, we got Hugo. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to actually both of these guys because they're killing it. They're actually mentorship students of mine. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to watch their growth every week. And Hugo and Tony have been really killing it lately. I think Tony posted a chat or in the payouts chat this week, having like a 300% return on his account in a month, which is insane. So, but yeah, so it's really good to see these guys grow and be on the call. So let me go ahead and get the screen pulled up. Again, if you guys are watching, I love international, people calling in from international places because it's really cool to see, just the globalness of this stream. Every time we get people calling in, there's usually somebody in Africa, Europe, Australia. Obviously, Cam is based in Australia, the host of the Trading Nut Pod. So it's just a global thing, man. It's really cool to see. So let me go ahead and share my screen with everybody. So if you guys can't see my screen, let me know. But we should be good to go. Let me make this a little bigger. Get that off the screen. And then let's go ahead and share that. And so let's get into these charts, man. We're not going to be on here too long today. It's going to be, let's get rid of that. It's a lot let's kill all this noise. Boom, boom. My weekends and when the weeks are over, I usually try to fine tune my game a little bit, whether that's like looking to see if, I can add something to it. So that's all that was right there. But if we go to the indices, man, there's a couple of things we wanted to see last week. So we really wanted to see, if we go to the weekly time frame, I think I erased all my charts. So coming in here last week, we wanted to see the market really make a run for these weekly levels. And, long term, our target here on dollar index is 102, right? So what we see here is obviously a couple of things that happened over the past few weeks. If you're a traditional retail trader, you might see this as a head and shoulders, right? Or a double top, right? Where the market retests the level, then runs back up. If you are a SMC trader, you might see this as there it goes, a run of liquidity. And, starting to run to lows. And so long term, our target here was this level here, and we ended up getting that pretty much pretty, rapidly this week. A lot of stuff going on, and so let me go to this one. That's the one I wanted to see. So looking at dollar index again, we ran for these lows and then closed right behind them, right? So ideally, when we hit a long-term target like this on dollar or any instrument, what we have to do is really get flat, right? We have to kind of ask ourselves what's next that's going to happen, and so because we inverted this fair value gap here on the weekly time frame, I do think that we're going to keep running for these lows, right? And we're going to keep taking these lows out, right? Just because we did, fully invert this gap. So based on that, what I want to see here is I want to see the market really, maybe retest this, right? We inverted this gap. So it's kind of like broken support turn into resistance. We need the idea that we're going to come back down here. So I want to see the market potentially run for this low. That's conservative, my conservative target for this upcoming week. But I really ideally would want to see the market run to 98.45. That's the overarching goal for this week, or upcoming week. And so we could dance in here for the next few days. There is, potentially a fair value gap on the weekly time frame that could form right between that high and that low. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. But we're bearish here, man. This is not something that we really want to play around with and try to buy, right? I mean, in any type of trading, right? Again, if you're more of a traditional retail trader, right, or if you are a SMC trader, these are pretty much what we would want to short. There's nothing here that we would want to go, look to buy on, right? So, again, you want to know why the dollar is bearish. It has a lot to do with the economic stuff that's been going on over the past few months. But yeah, you don't want to try and buy this. So we're not in the business of trying to catch falling knives. So let's look at let's look at euro again. And I'm going to pull up actually the Forex charts here. Let me go ahead and pull up euro. Where's my euro? There it goes. All right, so euro USD, man. So what do we want to see last week? Well, let me actually go back to 6E1 because that'll be a little easier. So 6E1, aka euro futures. Well, what happened last week? If we go back on our weekly time frame and kind of see what was going on here, there's a few things that we really wanted to see play out, right? Again, we wanted to see the market trade into this fair value gap. We said that we wanted to see, potentially consequent encroachment of this wick closed right here. This wick closed. And if you go back and watch last week's call, you can see those things outlined in full time. I'm just redrawing them on my chart because I accidentally deleted everything. So, and again, my charts are messy and they're changing because I'm actively trading, man. I do this every week. So my charts get messy. So ideally what we said is we want to see the market go higher because again, we had, pretty much bullish momentum, right? We started hunting for buy side liquidity on taking out these highs. I was nervous because we did close back in this range, but again, because we engulfed this, I really was still looking for us to continue to go higher, right? Again, not trying to catch a falling knife, but just the idea that, the market has to give us full signs of a bearish reversal. It just can't be a wick. So with that in mind, what I wanted to see is the market, fall over, right? And go lower. I'm sorry, market would go higher until it gave us signs that it wanted to go lower. So in theory, I was looking at a couple levels, right? I was looking at this fair value gap right here and us rejecting from that, but still saying we wanted to go higher. And so I had consequent encroachment marked out of that wick to see if we could potentially go higher. And if we closed above that, that would kind of give me the signal that it was time to go long. And we pretty much got, all of those levels respected and traded through pretty much in the same day, right? And so this is currently where we're sitting at. If you look at price here, Friday's price, again, once we closed over that high on Thursday, I knew we were probably going to continue to go higher. I didn't necessarily think we were going to take this all out in this week. I thought maybe we would have traded back in the range, retested that level and went higher. But we really killed these relative equal highs. I actually thought this was going to be like a 1 or 2 week, from now trade. I thought we were going to maybe hit this. But I mean, over the past few weeks, euro has really shot up about almost 600 points. I mean, and then since January, it's risen about 1,000 points, which is actually crazy, right? That's a very crazy trade to be in, and so there's really no signs of bullishness. So we really got to ask ourselves, what's the next level that we could run to? Well, I'm looking here, and I think this is beautiful to see because there's a lot of volatility in currencies right now, which is something you usually haven't seen in a while, right? The last few years have just been, range bound. Like year ranges weren't more than 500 to 600 pips or points, and we've really just taken that out this year. So I think this year might be a really volatile year for currencies, right? And if we look at this idea of potentially like a double bottom here, or the market really testing these lows, um, this could be the start of a huge shift in the market, right? Where we start running up towards highs that we haven't touched in a couple of years, and so hopefully that's the case. I love to see volatility in currencies because it's just my first love. So um, I want to see, potentially things go higher. So what are we looking for next week? Again, I think this is the long-term target that we're working towards. If I zoom in here, we traded and closed over these highs here too, these relative equal highs. So what do I want to see going into next week? Well, let's go to the 4-hour. Very extremely bullish here, so I think that's a good sign. What I would potentially want us to see is us maybe trade into, maybe go a little bit higher, form a fair value gap in this upper range, and then still take things, higher. This also is what I would define as a breaker setup as well. So on the daily time frame, so I want to see something like this, where we just maybe retest this old high and then take things higher. I'm actually going to be, because we don't have a fair value gap or anything like that we could trade into, I'm going to mark this breaker out right here. So I want to see the market trade back into this. I'll make this blue. I'm just going to say daily breaker. And so yeah, so I want to see this go higher and see if we could stay in this range over the next couple days. Maybe a fair value gap will like overlap that, so it's another confirmation. But I'm bullish, right? You guys should not be looking for bearish trades on this. I mean, we've shot up pretty much. The range this year is already bigger than the last 2 years put together, right? And it's only April, so this is the market's way of saying we're probably going higher. Just like on dollar, we're probably going to see a lot of bearishness this year. So just get ready. If you guys are taking trips to different countries, and the exchange rate on the currency side, you might want to do that sooner rather than later if you live in America, because you're going to start probably losing a lot of value in your dollar this year. So let's go to GBP USD, or 6B1, which is the futures version. Let me hop over to the comment section and see if anybody has anything to say. Oh no, y'all can't see the screen. Damn. Okay, Hugo, I see all the damn messages, man. My bad. Okay, let's run through this one more time. All right, let's go to the screen. It's technical difficulty. I was looking at the wrong screen the whole time. Okay, let me try this and see if this works. Because when I'm sharing, I can't see the screen, the back with all the comments until I go back over. So let me see if this works. Let me try this. Damn, I went through 2 charts already. That sucks. All right, let me do this again. All right, y'all got me. I see him now. All right, cool. I think we should see it. Hugo, you lit this chat up, man. My bad. I apologize. Okay, so let me just do this one more time, right? So dollar analysis. This is what happens when we're on a live call, right? This stuff happens. It's okay. So dollar analysis. Okay, going to the weekly time frame. Okay, so basically what we wanted to see is the market run for lows here. We came here, took this fair value gap. This was really the target, right? I wanted to see the market really run for, honestly, last week's low, which was here, and it traded into that old fair value gap right there. But the market ended up actually running and taking sell side. So it closed below this. Normally, I would say like we should be wary of a retracement, right, and run the other way. But this is extremely bearish, right? If we look at the weekly time frame, or even jump to the monthly time frame, right? This is, I mean, this is what you would define as a. Let me see. This is what you would define as a head and shoulders, pretty much, or like if you're a traditional trader, you'd see this is a double top, or smart money trader might see this as a run on liquidity, right? This is how I teach my students, right? We ran on liquidity and taking things lower. Either way, this is a highly bearish scenario, right? And nobody should be trying to buy this, even if it wicked below, these levels and didn't quite close that out. I'm bearish here, right? We got to be bearish. So what do I want to see happen this year or this week upcoming? I want to see the market retrade back into this range and then go lower, right? This is going to be, I mean, to be honest, I think long term $1, we're probably going to take these lows at 96.16. I think that's kind of the level that I'm looking at. I don't know if this means the start of a long-term downtrend, right? Kind of hope. I mean, I don't hope it does because the dollar. I don't want the dollar to decrease. Yeah, obviously, because I, earn the dollar and I live in America. But I mean, from a trading setup, I mean, this is a lot of great opportunity to short if we do get to this level and below. Means we will be extremely bullish on euro this year. So, ideally, though, what I want to see is market really retest 97.07. That's that low, but retesting this old fair value gap because this is now an inverted fair value gap here. So again, same concept of support turn into resistance. I'm just going to mark this out by saying an inverted fair value gap, right? I usually color coordinate things. My students know this, right? So again, I want to see the market really run for lows. Take out this low probably for this week is really my main target that I'm looking at, 98.36. If we get a run below that, awesome. But this is really where my attention is going to be drawn. I want to see the market retrace into that and then give us, take that low at least. Cool. Anything else is kind of like bonus for this week. Let's see. So now if we go to euro, right, what I was basically saying here was this is basically the same scenario, but opposite, right? Again, if you're a traditional retail trader, you might look at this as a double bottom, right? Set a low, fail to take the low here, broke structure. If you are an SMC trader or a smart money trader, you might see this as a run on liquidity below these lows. The market failed to take this low out here and then really started to run higher, right? This is a bullish, highly, highly bullish setup. I think long-term we're coming here, right? Again, dollar and euro pretty much move opposite of each other. And I think long-term we're going to take this, right? What I have marked out here is a daily breaker, which is just another, again, same setup and opposite. But we close below this, I want to see the market. It's extremely bullish. I want to see the market potentially retest here. Or if we go down to the daily time frame, just really give us another fair value gap here that we could run into. Maybe even come back as low as this one right here and then go higher. But ideally, I want to see the market potentially retest this old high and go higher. That's what I'll be looking for this week on euro. Again, this is euro future 6E1 long term. I'm looking at this high at 1.619. Again, if you're trading euro USD, the actual spot Forex chart, it's going to be, oof, we already took that level out. Dang. 1.1281. So, or 1.2761 is the level that we're going to be looking at. So ideally, I want to see the market retest this and continue to go higher. We're bullish. I mean, like I was saying before, is on euro, man, this price action we've had in the last 3 months is already greater than pretty much the last 2 years combined, because this is 23, this is 24, and the 25 started right here. So we've already pretty much taken out. We were basically in consolidation for the last couple of years, right, on the higher time frames. So if you look closer, you can see that this market is pretty much consolidating, right? Consolidation, my students know the other steps, right? Consolidation, manipulation, etc. So it looks like it was choppy price action. I know a lot of people were complaining about Forex for the last couple of years, is that it wasn't really getting the runs that we wanted to see. But I think those days might be over. I think 2023, I mean, we had 2 years of just bearishness, right? Just extremely bearishness. We could have another year of bullishness, right? And so I'm looking at, again, the retest of this level here at 1.271, but I want to see the market run to, on the Forex charts, get up to these equal highs here at 1.1484. So, and we're almost there, to be honest with you. So again, retesting something in here and then going higher. That's what I want to see the market run for. So I go to the 4-hour on Euro, same thing. We're retesting that old fair value gap. I want to see the market go higher. That's what I'm going to be looking at this week. So I'm looking for something to see bullish on. Let's go to GBP USD. Again, if you all have questions, feel free to drop them in the box. GBP USD. Let me see. Same scenario. I mean, we're bullish, right? I mean, this is not any different. Again, if we're bearish on dollar, we need to be bullish on GBP and Euro. So same idea here. I actually might like this one a little bit better because it's just not trading at the levels that we need to see. So again, I called this level out and I said I wanted a weekly close above this level, which is crazy because I have not looked at this since last Sunday. I've been trading Euro, if anything. And I said I want a weekly close above consequent encroachment, and the market ran to this level and stopped on a dime. So I still want to see this go higher, right? I mean, before this, I need to see a daily close above this level before we go higher. It's just weekly consequent encroachment level. That's going to let me know the market wants to run higher. So the minute that closes above, I'm back being bullish. Or, if we get an extended run through, I want to see this maybe potentially go through this fair value gap here, and then I'll look to take the high. But either way, my eyes are kind of looking at this level, especially with the expected bullishness in the other currencies. I want to see the market run higher here. So I think best case scenario, or like the easy scenario, will be waiting for this to invert and then taking it higher. That is about 400 points here. So between here and there, it's a good range to get in on maybe a 60 or 70 point move, at least. So that's what I'll be looking for on GBP USD. It's bullishness. We're bullish, right? I think this was just a fake out. This was just a higher time frame running back into this fair value gap here. I think that's all that was. And that's kind of what I've been calling out. And, again, for the people that are, new to concepts of liquidity and maybe just trade with traditional support and retail concepts, adding liquidity to my charts really helped me kind of understand fake outs, because old Blake would have been trying to sell this, right? But older Blake was looking at the higher time frames and kind of overlapped this with liquidity and really was looking, for that this still go long, right? We weren't really looking for this to go lower at all. Let's look at AUD USD. I mean, same thing on these, right? This is awesome. I think we are headed. If I had to pick a target on AUD USD, man, I love this, man. I love when currencies are going crazy, because this is a market that, when it's moving, it's so fun to trade, right? And it's actually when they're going on 200-300 point runs a day, and you can come in a New York session or London session and grab 100 point, move. It's awesome. So again, this is what we want to see, 640, right? Those highs. I want to see the market run for those. Again, if you're one of my students, you know why specifically these highs here. I'm not going to spill it again, but hopefully y'all get that by now. We inverted this fair value gap here, which is a good sign that the market really wants to go bullish. So what I want to see potentially is the market retest this, right? It could be this gap in particular. It could be a smaller fair value gap that forms between the low on Thursday, and then the high of Thursday and the low of Friday. Let me say that one more time. The high of Thursday and the low of Monday, which hasn't formed yet, obviously. But I want to see the market do this, right? And so this all aligns with the bullishness in all these currencies. I think everything's going up against the dollar, to be honest. So it's really cool, really fun to see. Again, let me jump to this 4 hour to see if we can get a more exact picture. And we don't really see anything. So I definitely will be bullish over this level here, 0.63137. But ideally, best case scenario, I will be trying to do something like that this week on AUD USD if the opportunity presents itself. New Zealand dollar. I'm doing all these today, man. Same thing right here. We took out that level here. I want this to continue to run higher. And the level that I'm looking at in particular is going to be this high right there at 0.594. Between there and there, that's like 100 points. So really good opportunity on New Zealand dollar too. It's a great pair to trade for beginners. Let's go ahead and look at the indices now. Let's see. Let's look at NQ. Let's look at NQ. So NQ is another one that I'm pretty bullish on. I'm trying to find the chart that I was looking at this week. I think this is a pretty easy read. Where was I at? Go to the 15-minute time frame. So smaller time frames, I saw this trend kind of popping off with the market. Obviously, we had a crazy week. Okay, cool. Daily time frame. This pretty much hit the level that we wanted to see. I thought we were going to go lower, and we did hit this gap and retrace, but then just the market kind of reversed, and a lot of that had to do with the tariffs that were announced last week. Got pulled back or scaled back a little bit. I guess there was some backlash there that they decided they were going to roll some of that stuff back and only really extended it to, I believe, China, which has a lot to do with why a lot of currencies saw their best day and currencies, a lot of stocks and stuff. And even the indices saw their best day in like a long time. It was like 2,000 points or 3,000 points in a day. So really crazy setup there if you're able to catch that. But what are we looking at now? I would expect that we're bullish, right? I would expect the market wants to keep going higher. And if we are looking at targets, this is really the obvious target for me this week at 19,385. It might even shoot up past that. But just with this trend line liquidity here sitting here, I expect the market to want to attack that, right? So this high is what I'm looking for this week. I honestly called this I think this was a Thursday live call that I did with my students. And I said I wanted to see this on Thursday, and it just now is starting to play out. So I would expect the entire, week to really run for this high and higher, right? We're in a very volatile state right now. So ideally that's this high right here. So I'll just mark this as the target for this week. But if we get an extended run, which to be honest, and it's anybody's game, I'm personally staying away from indices right now as it on the charts, because it's they're too volatile and anything is really setting them off. We had the worst day ever followed by the best day ever, right? And so I'm not really trying to mess around with that. So ideally I want to see the market run here. If we get an extended run, maybe the second high here at 20,020. That's the levels that I'm looking at for this week on NASDAQ. And then really run into the same thing on Euro, right? We have this Euro. Sorry, it's late, y'all. It's like 8 p.m. in America. Like 8 p.m. in Michigan, I think. So there's this liquidity or volume imbalance right here. And so I want to see the market run for this. Ideally, I'll be looking at this high though. I'm going to get rid of some of this because this is no longer relevant. Let's do something like this. I'm looking at this swing high right there as the target. I don't know if we'll get there, but I'm looking primarily to see how the gap reacts. So we can call this gap target 1. And I want to see the market run for this. And then ideally, best case scenario, I want to see the market long-term run for this level. So ideally, that's what I want to see in ES. again, we're bullish. It does not take a genius to figure it out that that's bullish. Same trend line liquidity play right here, right? So again, I want to see the market continue to go higher. If we look at the last one, YM, I want to see the market again. It's bullish, right? I mean, we have all of this exhaustion, right? Or all these levels being worked. We have consequent encroachment of this wick. See here, the market really fails to get below that, and we're wicking off of everything. This is bullish. And if you don't believe this is bullish, then y'all don't know how to trade. So I want to see that level get taken right here. And I'm gonna clean these charts up so you guys can see this a little bit easier. Boom, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone. I'm looking at this high to get taken. Anything else beyond this, I don't really want to even look at it because I'm kind of scared of what's going on right now. So buy side liquidity, maybe if you put a gun in my head, I would look at this level right here at 42,828, but that's the levels. Those are two levels that I want to see potentially hit this week. Again, that's going to depend on any more craziness playing out, but I think we're good, but just in case, you know. So that's all I really have for you guys. I'm going to look at gold really quickly. Again, I think gold smoked those highs. That's crazy. I wish I was looking at gold, to be honest with you. I did not take a gold trade this week, but I said last week that I would have been bullish over this level, and we are right. I wanted to see the market potentially get above this level here. That was noted. And I said last week that I'm longing anything above this gap. It's really this fair value gap that I was looking at, which is a daily Civi that failed, and it reclaimed it by trading back through it and respecting it, right? So once it did that, I was like, okay, we're long. So this would have been a great swing trade. Obviously, the market's making new highs. So what do I want to see now? Okay, well, I'm glad you asked. So what we're doing here is I want to see the market potentially trade back into that and then go higher. Okay, my phone was blowing up. I thought it was Hugo again. Let me know I was on the wrong screen. Okay, cool. We're good. We're good. So it's trading back into this and then really taking things to the high, right? Again, when we're trading at all-time highs, I mean, you can just buy and hold, like you could, right? But that's not really great day trading advice. It's great long-term investment advice. But so like what I like to see is the market form a high, trade away from it, and then really take things for the high. Again, I'm going to assume that the market is going to keep making new highs in gold. I think it might do that all this year, right? This is just going to be a crazy year. And the first few months have already showed us that it's going to be crazy. So if you were buying and holding, I wouldn't have been mad at you. Again, this is not investment advice. This is just my thoughts in the market. But ideally, I want to see the market trade back into this or no lower than this fair value gap right here. Boom. Get rid of some of this stuff because this is no longer necessary. But I hope y'all are paying attention because, man, honestly, this gold play was crazy. And I didn't even take advantage of it. I'm actually kind of mad that I didn't. But and I don't even trade gold, to be honest with like I really started looking at this because y'all told me to look at this. Anyway, because everybody knows how I kind of feel about gold. But I'm like 3 for 3 on these. So hope y'all are taking notes and, you know, like taking advantage of this. And again, not signals, but just my analysis again, playing out. So that's what I want to see. The bias here, and again, the thought process here is that gold moves when it's times of uncertainty, right? Anytime it's a recession, anytime there's like craziness in the markets, look at gold because gold is going to move like crazy. The next recession we go into, man, gold needs to be the only thing you're trading, to be honest. And maybe that's what I've learned for the next major recession, right? Or the next major like time of uncertainty is that I just need to be trading gold because it's just going to go up. So that's what I'm looking at. Eric, shout out to Eric. I don't think I've ever seen you on a call before. Maybe you're listening before. Maybe it's just the time zone difference. I don't know where you're calling in from, but you know, it's definitely not a time I'm usually on. I know it's probably like 8 a.m. in Australia or something like that. So I don't know where you're at or if you're in Europe, but yeah, so I definitely see that as gold, seeing going long as well. So I want to see the market do that, obviously, but yeah, it's gold is bullish, man. So I don't care if it breaks structure. If the market breaks structure, you need to go to a higher time frame and see where it could reverse and start going bullish again. Because to try and short this is crazy in any way, shape, or form. You might win a day, but you're definitely losing in the long run. And so my question is, would you rather try to get in on all these little short moves that we've been having, or this big run that we've been on, right? Honestly, if I was long-term swinging gold, I probably would buy an old. That's just me. But I'm not a great swing trader. I'm trying to get better at it though. Houston, Texas. Okay. That's what's up, man. Eric Riley's out of Houston. Okay. Oh, that's what's up, man. Well, welcome. I don't know if you've been following me for a while, but welcome to the chat. That's what's up. But yeah, so okay, so we got people from all over the US, all over the world, that's why I love coming on this platform. It's a global platform. Everybody in the world watches this, So again, that's all I got for you guys. I will do the necessary plugging of my Discord. So again, I have a platform. It's called the Profit Playbook. It's the name one that's going to be changing soon. Again, I know people have been watch me change the name of this twice, but as of now, it's called the Profit Playbook. But big things are coming. Actually had a call with somebody today on some really cool stuff that we're going to be working on. I met up with them earlier. But anyway, regardless, this is my free Discord where you guys can stay up to date with my updated analysis. We have conversations about day trading. You can see some of the students that I have successes, and they post those pretty frequently. Like I said, Tony just posted his account flip that he had, where he basically had a 300% return as account this month. Again, these are not typical results. I can't say that you get these results, right? But it was a really good month for him. Hugo also is in there. In addition to blowing my phone up, Hugo also is blowing the chat up with profit shots and things like that and winning trades. So it's been really cool to watch these guys grow. There's a bunch of other people in the chat that have passed challenges and done really cool things as well. And it's going to be really cool to watch these traders grow. So that's the free mentorship chat that I have. And there's also a paid mentorship option as well. And I guess I'll plug that really quickly too, since you guys asked. So basically within that, you guys get access to, all the courses that I have as far as how I see the markets completely, how to trade, the style of trading that I look at with the markets that you guys can see is pretty accurate. Over the past 2 years I've been doing this on the platform. But you get access to a course, obviously, because everybody sells a course. But that and the Discord itself, and then live trading calls as well. So every Tuesday through Thursday, most weeks, but 3 days a week, usually I'm on the calls, unless I don't see any setups and I just don't waste people's times. But I'm on the call, basically calling out chats and trades. I actually did not post this, but the Thursday call that we had, I think Sheila and a couple other people were on there. And we called out Euro to a T. So this trade Euro, and I'll post a screenshot of it in the chat if I didn't already. I feel like I did, but I don't know. My week has been crazy. So Euro USD, right? We called out this trade, I think, on Thursday. Boom. This run that happened in New York session. And if you guys know, I'm a New York session trader. I do not trade overnight, right? And I've honed a trading idea or a trading strategy that's called my New York session reversals. And so this is basically what my trade was. I ended up taking this trade. Wow, where did I get in at? Oh, here. Yep, right there. I remember this. So this was my position, and I ended up catching most of this move here. Right there. Yep. So really good trade. Outline this entire thing over the actually right there. Sorry. not take overextended, but still 100 was like 100 and something points. 158 points is what it's moved pretty much in one session. So it was a really good trade, and it was outlined live, and that was really one of the things that you know, I really pride myself on was, taking entries like this. And so, and really being able to kind of outline stuff in real time. So that's what we do 3 days a week is we look for at least one good setup a week, right? So we're on live 3 days a week, but we're really trying to walk away with one day of profitability overall, right? So I usually, for my career, I'm about a 66% win rate trader when I'm not trying to force the issue. And so um, within that, I take trade 3 days a week, and on average, win a day, lose a day, win another day, right? Or 2 winning days, 1 losing day, right? Or just 1 winning day and I stop for the week, right? So I usually, that's usually how my weeks play out on average. And so we trade, 3 days a week looking for good setups. And so when they do, they outline them. And I think the benefit of me calling trades live obviously is not because I want to use my channel as a service at a signal chat, right? I'm not trying to do that, but it's really to bring home the strategy, right, and see it in real time. I'm not giving signals, right? I'm giving you my thoughts in the market as it's playing out, right? And education advice only. It's not meant to be used as a signal, but I think being able to bring home your trading style um, with seeing it live, I think it makes basically, takes your learning curve and really like, you know, flattens it out, right? And so um, you have the education, you have the live trading, you have the weekly calls that we do and the community that we're building on Discord. So there's a lot of benefits here, and it's, again, something that I'm really proud of and really, honored to, continue to teach. I love giving back, and I think this, I've learned so much. I probably spent over the past 10 years, I probably spent like 10 grand easily on education and things like that. And so for me to be able to give this away to people, you know, it helps a lot. So if you're not part of the chat, join it. And, I think some of the people on here are in there. Obviously, Tony Hugo are the ones that are being active. But, check, check the chat out, man. It's a free chat. And there's nothing to worry about. If you want to become part of the actual mentorship, you can do that too. But it's a free resource. I wish I had free resources. I've been trading since 2015. In my first 4 years, there was no YouTube videos of people outlining strategy. There was nothing like this. People just posted screenshots of their trading profits and people riding in Lamborghinis, and you were just left to be frustrated. So I'm glad there's so many more resources now for traders. So that's all I got for you guys. I'll stay on for like 2 minutes to see if there's any other questions. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Again, these could be general trading questions or just stuff about charts in general, like maybe another chart that you want me to break down. So I'm cool with doing that, but I got a couple minutes. So as soon as you see this type of questions in the box, we can talk about them. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your week, and yeah, let's kill this next week, man. That last week was really good, but let's keep going. All right, looks like we don't have any other questions. So I'm going to go ahead and end the call. Again, if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me on social media. The best chat to find me is Brinks Trades. My handle to find me is Brinks Trades. So feel free to join that. It just spammed Brinks Trades across all those, so you guys should be good. Follow me there, and we'll call it a night, and I'll catch y'all next Saturday. So I guess it might be Sunday in some parts of the world now. So peace.
Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Blackbull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Blackbull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. Get either the Essential Plus or Premium plans absolutely free. All you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Blackbull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Hey, start trading Forex, indices and commodities with up to 800k of Blue Guardian's capital risk-free. Just pay a small one-time fee to take the challenge, hit a profit target and get funded. Then keep up to 90% of your profits and enjoy fast weekly payouts. Now for futures traders, Blue Guardian Futures offers up to 450k in funding with 100% profit on your first 15k. With low targets, no activation fees and unlimited resets, it's one of the best deals in the industry. Visit blueguardian.com or blueguardianfutures.com to start trading today and grab their limited time discount code.